In the season of seemingly endless toy drives, the Agawam Zero Waste Club hosted one of their own with a bit of a twist. In keeping with their mission of reducing, reusing, and recycling, this drive involved the donation of slightly used toys. With help from Agawam Save Club, that stands for Students Against Violating the Environment, along with the National Honor Society, they turned a wing of the Agawam Public Library into a toy store for families in need on Saturday, December 1st. Connecting Point's Brian Sullivan was there and brings us this story.
A toy store at the Agawam Public Library? Well, from the looks of things in the side conference room there, it certainly appeared that way on the first morning of December. Meanwhile, dozens of folks lined up outside the library's doors like eager concert goers to get the first crack at it. And before long, most, if not all of these toys would be gone and heading to the homes of children who will give these once-used items a new lease on life. The overall effort was a collaboration between the Zero Waste Club and a couple of groups from Agawam High School, the Save Club, which is an environmental organization, and the National Honor Society. The end result has been a holiday shopping experience for some folks in the community who may otherwise not have had the opportunity to do so. But before anyone could come in and take part in the free shopping, it should be noted that there was plenty of preparation done for this event in a relatively short amount of time. While the entire operation of the third annual used toy exchange may not have happened overnight, organizing this room into an impromptu toy store sort of did. Much of Friday afternoon was spent taking in donations, and while the room looked like this on the day of, it looked like this just 24 hours prior. It may have appeared a bit chaotic at the outset, but entering their third year, the organizers have developed a bit of a system.
We schedule areas of the tables where, dolls can go, sports equipment, books, audio, video stuff, all that different kinds of stuff, arts and crafts. And so the people come, they drop off their donations. We have a team that sorts room, gives them a once-over, and then places them in their areas.
Donations from the community continue to pour in throughout the day, while volunteers scurry to sort them all out. About halfway through the afternoon, students at Agawam High School came through with the day's biggest one-time delivery. 2 pickup trucks worth of toys they'd collected over the weeks leading up to this. And for anyone wondering why environmental groups were involved in a slightly used toy drive, the explanation is pretty simple.
With this program, what we're trying to do is have people bring toys back. Instead of throwing them away and having them go sit in the landfill, have them, for A, be reused. It's also recycling, having more than one home, and being able to just provide for someone else, and someone else can get the enjoyment out of it.
We do it to promote a waste-free economy, the sharing economy. It helps people be mindful around the holidays when they're getting rid of stuff and also doing some shopping for people. And it helps people and families in the community that maybe don't have money to do shopping or are in need of toys to give their grandkids, their children.
There was certainly no shortage on toys, and as promised, they were organized into several categories throughout the room. And although the plan was to have most of the items be of the slightly used variety, there were the occasional newer toys and games. Such items had their own special room and means by which to attain them.
Anything that we might see that is brand new and really great condition, we know it has some sort of value, greater value than just stuffed animals and that kind of thing, we put in a separate room where anybody is allowed to grab a raffle ticket, and then we do the raffle at the end of the event on Saturday.
Heading into their third year, it was clear that the community at large appreciated the overall mission of the organizations involved. A big part of that mission is environment first in nature.
We want to give people the opportunity to bring their gently used toys to have a second life, second opportunity with another child, which would ultimately people might consider putting them in a landfill or putting them in their garbage. So we just want to take those toys and objects out of the waste stream and out of the landfill and give them a new chance.